Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices. However, I'd like to start with the ASX 200, and it's the 3rd of April. The important point here is that all the markets that started their run at Christmas time here, late Christmas run, have moved up. Now, the American markets and the Asian markets have moved up quite nicely in a trend from that Christmas low here. Some of the European markets, such as the CAC and the AEX from the Netherlands, they're all moved up in this particular fashion as well. The FTSE, obviously England's going through a bit of turmoil there, and Germany's at the centre of it all there. So their moves to the upside haven't been very clear. And haven't moved that much really in terms of range to the upside. But I just want to bring us back to the count for a moment. So this is the Australian market. The S&P 500 could also be counted like this as well. Now, this count here is reasonably clear in terms of its wave structure. So the important point to take away here, though, is that we've got wave 1 and 2 down here, and then 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 here, and then going up for 5. So I think a lot of the European markets could be like this particular pattern here. Now, this particular pattern moving down through here was very clear as an ABC, so we had no problems in being long in this particular trend here. Now, this is the same case for many of the European markets as well. We were looking for the European markets to have an A wave down to here, a B wave back up, and a C wave back down again. And that's still possible, but a lot of the European markets are like this Asian market here. They're testing the old highs over here. So it's probably not a B wave up here for the European markets and then coming down for a C wave. It's probably 5 waves up. But I can't confirm that because, as you can see here, we've got 1 and 2 here and 3 here. So that can be an A and a B and a C for the European markets and still come down through here. But if we do get an impulse wave up here with 5 waves in it, then that European wave count is not correct, and then we would need to use something like this here. So in looking at this here, if we go to the let's just go to the CAC here, the French market, for a moment. We'll go to the daily chart here. So this is how it would look here. So a 1 and 2 here, and a 1 and 2, and a nice strong 3rd wave in through here, and a 4th wave here, and then a 5th wave up. So I mean, even here we were looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. In most of the cases, we were going long above the 61.8% mark here in the European markets, and that's fine. So we've caught that upside there, and there's still more to go there. Obviously, we've got this top coming in play here at 5,500, which should be about right, and sending it back down into support here for wave 4 here, pulling back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree here, and then moving up for a 5th wave here. So the FTSE could be like this as well. And the Italian MIB as well. So what we're going to do is that we're going to see here over the next session, if we only get 3 waves up here for a B wave and then down for a C wave, or if we get the 5 waves here, then we know where we are. Then we'll get a retracement level from that side, and then we'll be pushing up again from there. So just on this chart here, I'm using the CAC because it's quite close to the Australian and the other market, So that would leave us with, in this instance, wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then 1 and 2 here, and then going up for the 3rd wave here. That top may be in place. There may be another little move there, but we can expect wave 4 to come back here. So we either come back for wave 4 and move up to wave 5, and that's what we got, or we need to treat all of this as the B wave here, which we had it here before. But further down in that case, we had it down here at the 61.8% mark, but it just basically gapped through that 61.8% mark there. So in this case here, too, being up here, you could start to look at taking part profit in this space here, or at least keep a really tight stop loss on it at that stage. And yeah, so yeah, so that's the story basically. We can have a look at the other markets now while we're here. The UK 100, yeah. So it's the same story here as well. We were looking for a B wave to move up, but it's moved up quite strongly. So I need to count it the same as the other markets as 1 and 2. And in this case, we haven't got to the top of the third wave here just yet. We could do if I had this, copy this and put wave 4 here. I'll just dull that out a bit, but and that may be the case here. If that's the case, then I've got 1 and 2 and 3 here. So then I would have that top in play here. That would be over here in that instance here. We've got that trend line moving. It's just the last 2 highs here have just tipped that trend line, so it's going to struggle at that point there. So, but it does look like it's still got upside there for this market, so that's cool. And if we look at, I want to go to the MIB next and then go to the DAX. So the MIB is the same as well, wave 3 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 4, and then looking for wave 5 up, which we're not quite finished here yet either. So look, it's a bit of a rough count, counting 5 waves in here and coming back into this space and then into here, 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 in here, third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave for third, the fourth. I don't think this is finished here yet. I think that could be 1 and 2 in here and 3. So I think there's still a bit more to go up for this one, but you'll need to keep the stop out the way, whatever you do, and then up higher into this space here. So yeah, so that's looking good. And then the DAX, the UK market here, so we've just been that. Let's go to the DAX. So this is the problem. So I was looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 here, and then up for 5 here. That's kind of logical for wave 1. And then we had the A wave here. We're looking for a B wave to pull back into this space here, and then down into wave C here. Now, it's okay for the B wave to be up here, and in a lot of cases, if we were at a wave 3 here and a wave 4 here, then it would still be okay for the B wave to take out this top here. But it's not really okay for the market to take the top out here for wave 1 here as an A and a B and a C here, because then we get an expanded flat, and they don't really, I mean, I have seen them occur in wave 1 and 2 in Forex, but not and they're, you know, highly leveraged, but not in a cash market, physical market situation. So it means that we need to change this count. So it means that we could change it to the other way around. So that means that wave 1 would be over here with wave 2 here. This is one way to look at it. I still need to do some work on this, of course. Wave 1 here, wave 2 here. Yeah, that doesn't fit really either because I've got overlapping wave structures within this space here. So the other way we could look at it, I think I've got it on the 4-hour chart here. Yeah, so this is one of our original counts here. So looking at this as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave 1 there. And then we did have an ABC here, and I did point that out before. It's not like we had 5 waves down here. It's just that I thought that we would have pretty much just sort of this situation here. And we could still have that. We can have that here. But like what I'm saying, that if we get, that's obviously going to struggle at this point here. But if we get that high up here and taking this high out here, then this count is not really on the cards at this point. So we'd have to look at it differently from that point. So, and it's okay to look at it like with wave A, B, and C here for B, pulling back into that 50-60% retracement level here. And then because we're going into the third wave here, we'd expect this to move quite strongly. And yes, it is moving strongly. We've got a gap here in this little third wave here. So I want to wait another session or two just to see if we take this top out, because then I can rearrange this particular market in line with the other European markets that I've just pointed out at that stage. In terms of trading this to the upside on the 1 hour chart here, this is what it would look like here. So looking at all of this here as wave 1 here, an A and a B and a C for wave 2. This is quite tricky to count within here, but if you look at the other European markets, it helps it out, it makes it a little bit sort of clearer. But it still leaves us with wave 3 up here, and wave 4 can pull back to this is an important level here, the 11,650, the 65 number as I call it, and that's simply halfway between number 5 and number 8, the Fibonacci numbers there as price ratio there. So we wouldn't want to see this number here as the resistance. If that becomes the resistance, then we know that we're back into a bear market at that stage. But we also expect from 11,800 here, which is the first minor level above, yeah, well, it's here anyway, but we always look at it as a profit-taking number. So we're definitely going to get some sort of corrective pattern that's going to play out in that space there. So you'll definitely need to look at locking in some profit at that particular point there as well. So I'm just going to leave it at that, and let's just see how it goes. So there may be another little move up into here, as in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 coming up a little bit higher in here. I'm not quite sure about that. I need to look at that a bit carefully, but definitely take some money off the table at this point. And then we just wait for it to become the support. So in this case, we'd be looking at the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, an A and a B and a C wave here. And if support is found here, then we can go long, any one of these again here. But this is the arrival. This is where you take the money off the table. So I'd definitely do that there. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Cheers.